The Plant Factory is very fun tool. You can actually take it and draw, paint your own plant. But if you want to take it full advantage of these applications, you want to actually start working with the nodes. Nodes that allowed us connect specific segment and components together, and also work on additional materials, texturing, and how they will interact. That way we can get full potential. So right now our interface in advanced mode. And to switch to advanced mode, you can go to display, workspace, and just click on advanced. You can also customize your interface as you wish, but for purpose of tutorial, I will keep it default advanced mode so you can easily follow these tutorials. On the middle, we have our node graph. So here's where we have our nodes that displaying for us. Before we continue, I want to set a couple of things, options that I like it, and it will help us a little bit easy to find what node it is. So we'll just right click, going to options, and options I want to enable two things. Actually, one disable, one enable. One, to disable display nodes minimize. So I'll click on there and we have it now name. So when we're going to name, we can easily going and see the descriptions and names. It's just for the purpose of tutorials. If your structure gets very complex, you can always minimize, color coded them. On this way, you can easily refer. Okay, next, if you notice, we have a very simple menu. But by right clicking anywhere on a workspace, it does bring some additional options. And I actually want to click and enable advanced menu. So now if you right click, you can see we have all options available to us. So we don't need to go to additional steps over in order to achieve them. This way we can easily access some of the properties. And as it open, let's look what we have right here. On first, we have a geometry. And again, all of this you can access from top navigation bar, sidebars, some components, but it's make much easier if you can access just by right click on your mouse. Geometry does include some segments. We look before trunk, branches. This is all predefined, and we will use most of them. Okay, next we have a simple segment like a rounding, maybe ball primitive, more or less complex, the faster. And this one you can actually use to even create some machinery elements, not necessary plant. Or you can preload your own component if you create it somewhere. Next, more as a logical access. For example, repeat, loops, next, if statement, iterations, and all of this possible. Okay, so next we have more advanced, which is created splines, spline profiles. This is follow the specific path, vector path mostly, and you can create a different tweaks and other things. So we also have it miscellaneous, where we have it just predefined radial, very simple flow elements. So right here, we'll look on them a little bit later. So also we have more functional. For example, we can assign for functions the positions, input, our output elements, fractals, noise, color, texture. This is elements of the nodes. If you work with a view or functionator inside the view, you kind of can be familiar with most of this. They allowed us to create more complex interactions between elements. And of course, in the bottom, we have options where we already use enable advanced menu. We use a display nodes minimize and check this. We also can enable create not minimized by default. We can after connect geometry nodes when you add it new. We also can force it align inputs outputs so they look a little bit better. Constrain nodes to the grid. It will start locking like to the grid. So when we create new, they will lock on the side. This is mostly this display as well as not display. It's additional properties how we can view them in our grid. We also have options to zoom out of the graph. Well, fill entire graph in a zoom. So this is just mostly previewing options, how we can see our nodes, connected nodes in our screen. So mostly just a view. Okay, so let's go ahead and open some nodes and creating plans. And as we look on the nodes, we also go look on some of parameters, what they included for each node or component. Many of them will be same. Some of them, few, will be different. But I think this way we can look more on a real plant when we start creating what does those parameters do for us.